Hello, it's me again, Eric P. I'm doing a few new episodes called Beam Me Up Eric. And what these are, you see, is these are alien abduction stories. I'm not saying they're true, I'm just saying that these are a list of abduction stories. I hope you like them. This is 2024, this is a completely new episode, so I hope you enjoy it. So right, let's start with the first case. Yeah. Right, I'm going to start the stories off with Dave. This is a guy I know from the pub. I told him about this new show I was doing, and it was Last Orders, and he said if I bought him an absinthe, he said he'll tell me all about his alien abduction. So right, this is the story. Anyway, he said one night, it was just coming up to Last Orders, so he was drinking away. He had his drink. I don't know what he was drinking, he didn't say. He stumbled out the pub, as he said, and he started walking down an old country lane. So he's walking down this lane, pitch black, no lights. It's just like a wooded area on each side. He was walking down there for about 10 minutes. Anyway, he looked up and he saw this blue light above him. And when he looked a bit closer, it was like an outline. He could see like a flying saucer shape above him. He thought, oh, that's a bit unusual. So he's looking up at it, he's all like, all frightened. Anyway, this big beam of light come down. And it was like a massive flash, he says, and he didn't remember anything, it just like all went black. So he's just there. And anyway, he said a few minutes later, he said, oh, well, it might have been hours, he's not really sure. But he opened his eyes and he was on this table. And he looked over and he's this big like metal archway. And he's looking over, and all of a sudden the door opens, and he said like these three little fellas walked in. They had like little hoods on. He said they looked like Ewoks. He said they had like little bones around the neck, he said, and big eyes. He said, but they were furry. He said a little bit like hamsters. He said hamsters or Ewoks. He said one of them. So he's looking at them, and anyway, all of a sudden they all stopped dead. And he's wondering, he thinks, what's going on here? Why are they all stopping dead? He's chained to a table at this time. Well, like, his wrists are like bound. So he can't do anything. He's just looking at this. And as he looks at the doorway, all the little Ewok fellas, they all start going, ugga bugga, ugga bugga, ugga bugga. A bit like that, he said. And then they all got on their knees. They were quite short to start with, so when they were on their knees, they were really small. He said they were only about 3 foot high, these Ewok things. Anyway, this big, tall, green alien walked in. He said it looked a little bit like Michelle Pfeiffer, only like green. Anyway, this alien thing walked in, and she was wearing like nothing but a G-string, and she had 3 breasts, he said. Yeah. So she's walking towards him, and as he looked down, he noticed she had these big, huge green feet with big, thick toes, like the Incredible Hulk. He said only like bigger. He said they were huge. He said they were horrible feet. He said monster munch feet was his terms. If you don't know what monster munch are, they're like crisps. So let's say for the worldwide audience, let's just say Yeti feet. So he thought, I'm not into this. So she walked over and she undone like his bracelet things, and he stood up. And she said, right, she said, you now come to my room. So he said, well, he thought he was frightened. He thought those Ewok things might attack him. So he thought, right, I best go with her. So he walked over, and then he went in a room. He said, and then he said she wants to breed. He said, well, all right then. So he went with it. He thought, what the hell? Anyway, he said, next minute, everything went black again. He said, and he woke up and he was back on the country lane. And it was like 3 days later. So, yeah. I'm not sure I believe him. I'll leave it to you whether you believe what he's saying. I mean, he did say that he went to school with the Pope, and he said he grew up in Grimsby. I don't believe him. But according to him, he did. So he's not really 100% trustworthy, I wouldn't say. But, I don't discount it, Don't discount it. Could be telling the truth. Anyway, I thought I'd get a bit of corroboration on this. So I decided to have a quick word with his wife, and I said, you know, has he gone missing lately? She said, yeah, he disappeared for like 3 days. He said he was just going out for a drink in the afternoon. He said he's only going to have one. He said anyway, 3 bloody days later he turned up. So that's a bit of corroboration, you know. There could be something to it, because he did disappear for 3 days. I asked Busty Brenda behind the bar as well, and she said she didn't know nothing about it, but she had heard he'd disappeared for 3 days. She's got a bit of an acidic face. She had a boob job. That's why everyone calls her Busty Brenda. She's a bit big up top. It's hard to concentrate on your drink. But yeah, not that I look. Well, I do look a little bit, but I shouldn't be doing. Anyway, that's the story. I'll leave it to you whether this one's a true one or not. I mean, it does sound quite convincing. Like I said, his wife does corroborate it. Busty Brenda also says he did go missing for 3 days after having a few. So, could be true. So, yeah, that's the first episode. Hope you liked it, and good luck with the next one. I'll hope you'll all be joining me. I hope you all subscribe. I need all the subscribers I can get. So if you could subscribe, press a little like button, notification, leave a few comments. Have you ever been beamed up by aliens, anything like that? If you have, just leave a comment down below, and I'll look into it. You could be, I could make a future episode about you. So yeah, that's it for today. See you later. Bye. Oh, you're still here. Right, bye. See you again. Cracking.